Now, cricketer Imran Khan, boxer Amir Khan and singer Chaka Khan all have two things in common. This is tenuous. Worldwide fame and the name Khan. And the latest famous Khan to join that list is from the Midlands.
That's such a common surname, isn't it? Now, Citizen Khan is a comedy about a Pakistani family set in Birmingham. The star is Adil Ray, and we met up for a chat. That's coming up in just a moment, but first let's have a look at the Khans in action at Christmas.
Don't you remember the first Christmas we had in this country? Remember how cold it felt after Pakistan?
Yes.
We spent the whole day huddled in front of that single bar heater in the flat in Ladywood.
Yes. We were so close to it, we both singed our moustaches.
Tell me about Mr. Khan. How was he born?
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I worked on radio for a number of years and did lots of different types of characters there on the Asian network. And
I remember.
yes, lots of Asian characters. And decided to amalgamate some of my characters into Mr. Khan.
All these people, they all know me, Mr. Khan.
Yes.
I am community leader.
Community leader.
Very important person in...
So I was looking for an Asian character that was still authentic and still relevant to an Asian community, but also would transcend and would be sort of appealing to your mainstream audience, really.
Look at this stuff. Quality, quality, quality.
The whole series is set in Birmingham, specifically in the Spark Hill area.
Yeah.
Why?
Spark Hill kind of means a lot to me.
Welcome to Spark Hill, Birmingham, the capital of British Pakistan.
Every Saturday you come to Spark Hill, same rigmarole. Mums pop into the halal butchers, and I would just sort of be sat in the back of the car, just staring out the window. You know,
Watching people.
Yeah, watching people staring out the window, just laughing. I remember laughing at just funny people. Yeah.
When you're getting made up,
yes.
I mean, how long does it take? Because it's quite a process, isn't it?
It is quite a transformation. It takes about 2 hours, and it is quite tough. You know, they start by putting this sort of stipple kind of gluey thing around my eyes to create the aging, and then gluing the beard on, the moustache, the eyebrows, and then I have a mole that has to go on, and then aging of the hands and the hat. So yeah, it is quite tough, but you know, I try not to complain about it. You know, because I've kind of made the bed. I've got to sleep in it.
Feel my beard. Go on.
Tell me about Mr. Khan's props now, because
Yes.
you've got a pair of glasses there, haven't you?
Got a pair of glasses, and the things about these glasses, and I have to say,
Yeah, I love these.
They are great. I mean, I'm really nerdy about it. There's only one pair because it's a very particular type of gold. If you have a look at it, it's a very shiny gold.
24
Well,
carats?
no, I think it's fashion gold. I don't think it's real gold.
24 carat
But nowadays,
plated.
if you go to like an optician's, it'll be a slightly silvery gold. It's just not quite
This
gold.
is the real gaudy gold.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, if I put them on, you see, there you go.
Look
Am I
at
starting to
that.
get there a little bit?
Even I could be a hot buff.
You're not an Asian man if you haven't got one of these.
And
you
it's
know.
got to be gold.
And it's got to be gold. Again, not expensive necessarily. You
Yes.
know, these won't be very expensive, but it represents a certain wealth and stature, I think.
Substantial,
Well,
isn't
exactly,
it?
yeah. And that was actually, we're in Spark Hill now, and I would have bought this from one of the jewellers here in Spark Hill.
Okay.
And then, this is my favourite little bit, which I think is just great, is the ring. See, you know
My
about
dad
this.
has one of those
Exactly.
rings.
This is very much a Pakistani thing, and it's the colour. The turquoise is considered
Yes.
to be quite a pious
Yes.
colour. It's like a good luck charm in a way.
It's a lucky stone,
Yeah, it's a
isn't
lucky
it?
stone. Yeah, Mr. Khan would wear that on his hand. And again, it was really important. Things like that were so important to me that I just thought that, you know, you won't see it very much in a lot of the scenes, but
But you
for
just
the
little touches.
Yeah, little touches like that. It helps me in the performance.
Hello, it's me, Mr. Khan, Mrs. Khan's husband.
Tell me about Felix Dexter, because he was
Oh,
a fabulous actor, wasn't he? Sadly died.
Yeah, Felix passed away at the end of our second series. Such a great guy, and somebody I was brought up watching through the real
Yes.
McCoy,
And me,
you know,
yes.
and was one of the first guys to, you know, not just embrace ethnic comedy and characters, but to really make that transcend into the mainstream, but with a real edge as well.
Communication is the key to a successful relationship.
He would start to get annoyed by me because I would deliberately do the patois, which is the Jamaican accent.
Yeah, go
you
on, do
know.
a bit for us.
Well, no, I can't.
Oh,
Because
go on.
he'd be turning in his grave. I mean, he wouldn't want it. You know, it'd be like, no, what man, Felix? Yeah, right. And he would just look at me with this deathly silence would come.
How did it happen? Eaten by a lion? What?
Mr. Khan himself, and in fact the whole series, there's been mixed reviews, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I tend to find non-Asian audiences absolutely love it, and
Yeah.
within the Asian community it's kind of mixed. Do you get that?
It depends who you speak to now. You know, speak to some people and they'll go, well, Adel, what you've done is in some ways shown a mirror to the cult community, and people don't like to sort of feel that they're being portrayed on the TV in a negative way. But actually, what I say to those people, that this is not negative. It's not at all. What is the message of Mr. Khan? Yes, he's flawed. Yes, he does things that you kind of go, what are you doing? But he has to do that. He has to be monstrous.
You can't have a
But in the end, he always does the right thing.
Santa should be Pakistani. He's got big bushy beard. He flies halfway around the world to get here, and he works on Christmas Day.
He's got some habits, hasn't he?
He has got some pretty bad habits, yeah.
Drinking tea out of a saucer.
Well, you see, now that goes back to Victorian times. Did you know that?
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah, in Victorian times, they used to drink out of the saucers used to be bigger than that. It used to be like
Yes.
actually like bowls,
Yes.
and they drink it like that. It's very English, in fact. It's a very English way of doing things. You have to have just the amount of right saliva, I find.
This is going to go out of tea time, you realise.
Is it? Oh, dear.
So,
All right, yeah.
So just once more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
People
Have a
work
drink.
hard. People work hard for a catchphrase.
Yes,
You know,
you've got a sound.
And I've just got a sound. That's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Adel.
A pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
And I love the fact he was drinking his tea out of the saucer. You didn't do the same,
Actually
though.
was. No, no. I did that before I got there. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Nice guy, though?
Lovely guy, really nice to talk to, and just hilarious, naturally funny, and you can tell, obviously, very proud of the series. So
Superb.
he's going to do very well, I'm sure.
Brilliant. Now, we have to have a quick look